for the wicket out in the Championship as another loaded weekend of football matches are just around the corner. Who's going to be leading the table or in the playoff spots as we edge into December? We'll talk about that coming up on the latest rash of predictions right here. We are live. Oh, hang on a minute. We're not live. We're in the pissing jungle. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. This time we're coming at you, not live, but we are deep in the thick of things, down in the Georgia jungle. That's right. Snakes are among us all over the place, especially somewhere at... That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. This time we're coming at you, not live, but deep in the thick of things, in the jungle, where there's snakes, bugs and spiders and all that kind of yuckiness. But hey, needs must, boys, needs must. But anyway, we'll talk about that in just a second. If you are new to the channel, smash your subscribe button. Keep you bang up to date with all things Championship related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related, all here. And my Ruski, that's right. So yes, deep in the thick of things. But hey, football must go on, and one way or another, whether it is steam-powered internet, hamster wheel or whatever it is, I will get this video up there so you can enjoy it and get your predictions in. Okay, so we don't have that live element, which will make this video probably a lot shorter. But we'll be back to normal next week because I think we're driving back up on Monday, which is the day of the Preston game. But anyway, we'll talk more about that as I get going and pick up the machine. So here we go. We're going to kick it all off, baby. Take a look at how we got on last time out. Let me just roll the VT here. Roll my own VT. So obviously Championship last time out. In fact, we can't do that. We got to do it a different way. So here is the criteria I will be judging you and me on in our predictions for last time out. If you get 0 to 3, you're in the shit face club. 4 to 6, you're in the straight face gang, and 7 plus, you're in the top banana. And boy, oh boy, we had a fair few surprises on our sleeves. Okay, let's take a look at those predictions now for you. Kicking it all off at Cardiff. They did beat Stoke, our Rovers' next opponents, at over in Cardiff. It was a 1-0 win for the Welsh team. I actually went with a 2-1 win myself. Fulham did take care of business against Derby 3-0. I actually went with a 3-1 win myself again, so not too shabby on that one. So a great start to the predictions, but it all went downhill after that. Huddersfield could only muster a draw against Swansea. I went with a 2-1 win for the Terriers, so got that one wrong. Bounce back ability, though, for me, as Luton took care of business against Charlton. 2-1 win for the Hatters. I got that one. Bang on the flipping nose, boys. Bang on the flipping nose. Millwall did score 2 goals, but so did Wigan. A 2-2 draw down at the Den. It was a 2-0 win for me. Got that one wrong. Reading lost at home to Leeds. 1-0 in the end. However, a 2-2 draw on that one. Bit of a shit show, if I'm completely honest with you. Rovers, though, took care of business against four-time Brentford. 1-0 win in the end. Rovers, for me, 2-1. So not too shabby. Not too shabby indeed. Hull put 4, that's right, 4 on Lancashire Day against Preston North End. I predicted 4 goals, but I thought it was going to go a 2-2 draw, so got that one wrong. Middlesbrough did take care of business against Barnsley, 1-0. The Struber effect not working out just yet. 2-1 win for me, so not too shabby on that one as well. Forest, one of the results of the weekend as well, or the midweek, they put 4 past QPR. 4-0 win for them. I actually saw 6 goals in this one myself. I went with a 3-3 draw. Sheffield Wednesday and Birmingham duked out to a 1-1 draw as the Gary Monk derby. I went with a 2-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday, and West Brom did take care of business against Bristol City with another demolition. 4-1 win in the end. I went with a 3-0 win myself. So that, after you take a look at all those animations and bits and pieces, gives me a straight face gang. So not pretty good for me. How about you guys? How did you guys get on? Well, Tom Naylor, he's in the top round thing. I would clap, but I've got my hands full. So Tom Naylor did okay for him. He did top banana. So Jamie Gould, no shit show for him. Scotty Boy also top banana for Scotty Boy. The crowd goes wild. Yannick Bustler, crowd goes wild, but Scotty Boy does have an edit in there. It does say edit, so you know what, he might have been revisiting it over Tuesday night. Anyway, Yannick Bustler, well done. CCCT did okay for himself. Russell Frost, not too shabby as well in the straight face gang. Charlie Anderson also did pretty top bananas himself, as did Ocha Omamura. That's 5 years with top banana. Shepherd, not too shabby. Theo Cobb joins the red face gang, and James Gray in the shit face gang as well. Now, a couple of those guys only had like half predictions in, so they were always going to struggle. But anyway, Moving forward, we've actually got some more Byron Smith. Another one, another top banana. Well, it's looking a bit too easy. Maybe we're going to move the goalposts a little bit. Victor Fisher also. Top shelf gang for him, but Samuel Saiz did pretty poop, and Stuart Cresswell did pretty poop. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixture. Here is what the championship looks like as it stands. West Brom lead the way with 39 points. Leeds are in second with 37. In the playoffs, we have Fulham, Forest, Preston North End, and Swansea, who will be in the thick of things if it was May right now. Down the bottom, it's Wigan, Stoke, and Barnsley going down to League One at the moment. So here we go, folks. We're going to take a little look at the next round of matches, kicking it all off on Saturday. Is it Saturday? It's Friday, actually, with Swansea City against Fulham. Now, let me just get all my bits and pieces in the right space so I can have a little look at it. I'll tell you what, this is much harder doing this on the fly than it is sat in the comfort of my in my little studio. So, yeah, okay, Swansea up against Fulham. Are coming into this Swansea City. Where are they in the table? They're actually sitting in sixth spot, up against Fulham, who are one of the form teams right now as well, in third, looking to get themselves back into those top two spots. But we'll have to see. Swansea coming to this, just a one defeat. In fact, 2 defeats out of the past 6. Fulham, 1 defeat out of the past 6. So it's looking good for both of them sides. As for the last 6 games in all competitions and all venues, it's 5 wins for Swansea, 1 win for Fulham. This match last season ended up last time out was back in 2014. It was a 2-0 win for Swansea. I can't give you the goal scores because I've got no web access. But the bookmakers, they'll go 15-8 for Swansea, 5-2 the draw, 7-5 the away win. For me, I'm actually going to go with the Swans on this one with a 2-1 win, and that could potentially send them up to third spot in the table. They'll leapfrog Fulham. They'll go above them with the victory after they take home the spoils. Next up, we have Charlton Athletic up against Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Charlton come into this on the big wane, on a massive drop right now. They're down to 17th in the table after their fantastic start. The Championship has caught up with them, and they are now looking to get themselves to tread water. Luton they actually picked up the massive victory last time out over them to maybe give themselves a kick up the backside. But yes, Charlton 17th, Sheffield Wednesday down to 10th right now without a win themselves in 5. Charlton at least 6. It could be more than that though. Coming into this, the last 6 games between these two sides in all competitions and all venues has been 3 wins for Charlton, 1 win for Sheffield Wednesday, and 2 draws along the way. This match, the last time this game happened was back in 2015 down at the Valley. It was a 3-1 win in the Championship. So can it be a repeat of that score? We'll have to wait and see. The bookmakers go 13-5 for Charlton on this one, 21-20 for Sheffield Wednesday, 5-2 the draw. So the bookies are going with the visitors, Sheffield Wednesday. What have we got in the chat? Well, I don't know because there's nobody here. It's just me and the snakes and the spiders and all that kind of stuff. I've got itchy legs right now, and I'm kind of a little bit nervous that I might have walked into something. But for me, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday, just to keep those Sheffield Wednesday fans off my back, saying I never pick up. This is the 2nd time in a row now I've picked them. And if they lose again, or they don't pick up a victory, then you know what? You should just go with it. You should just go with whenever I say they lose, because then they'll probably win. So anyway, Sheffield Wednesday to take the victory, 2-1 in the end, and that has the potential to send Sheffield Wednesday back to 7th in the table, and they'll be sniffing. They'll be sniffing for playoff action as they head into the month of December. Next up, we have... Who do we have here? It does say Barnsley. Barnsley up against Hull City. Now, coming into this, Barnsley look absolutely lost. I mean, 3 defeats on the spin, 2 of them with the new manager Struber coming into this, up against Hull City, who are on the rise. Just 1 defeat out of them for the past 6 games. They did win last time out against Preston 4-0. I don't know if I mentioned that already. 4-0 win against Preston. Just in case you missed it, it was a 4-0 win against Preston. They did cut before that. That was 2 games without a win, but prior to that was 3 games. So all in all, 4 wins out of 6 for Hull City. They look good, and a win for them this week could see them up to 7th. So heading into this one, the last 6 games between these two sides in all competitions and all venues, 1 win for Barnsley, 1 win for Hull, and 4 draws along the way. I could take a look at the detailed stats and look at the last games over at Oakwell, but I'm not going to do that because I've got no web. So this match last time out was back in 2018, and it looked like it was a friendly, but if you want to take a look at the last serious game over at Oakwell between these two sides, it was a 1-0 win for Hull back in 2017. The bookmakers will go with on this one 13-8 for Barnsley 6-4 the away win, 27-10 the draw. A win for Barnsley would do nothing much. It would just leave them where they are, but it'll bring them closer to getting out of the drop zone. But it looks like a completely lost cause at the moment. So I'm going with a Hull City 3-1 win, and that again will push them close to 7th in the table. Next up we have Birmingham City up against Fulham. Birmingham City up against Millwall. I do that all the pissing time. So Birmingham City up against Millwall. Millwall looking decent at the moment. They're up to 12th. Birmingham are on the wane. They're down a 15th spot at the moment, 24 points on the board without a win in 4. Millwall on the flip side look good. Just a one defeat at 6, 25 points on the board. A win for Millwall could see them jump to 8th. A win for Birmingham could see them jump to 8th as well. Goal difference key in all of this. There's actually from Charlton down 17th to Hull in 9th, 3 points separating those two sides. So it's a very expected a bit of movement over the next day or so, or weekend. So Birmingham, the last 6 between these two sides, all competitions, all venues. 2 wins for Birmingham, 4 wins for Millwall, 0 draws. This match last season ended up as a 2-0 victory for Millwall. Does that go with the bookies' influence? It might, because of Millwall's recent form, but they do go with Birmingham with a 21-20 odds, 9-4 the draw, 29-10 for Millwall. Millwall look good with Rowett. I think they're in the right place. Birmingham, though, I'm not convinced. Yes, they beat Rovers. It wasn't a barnstorming performance by Birmingham. So I think they will continue to struggle, but they will pick up the victory up against Rowett's boys this weekend with a 2-0 win, and that should steady the ship for a little bit. But I think there's quite a few rough games around the corner for Birmingham, so they need to start clawing the points together. Next up, we see Brentford up against Luton. Obviously, Brentford were decent against Rovers yesterday, but they just didn't have enough to get over the line. I think we wanted it more yesterday with the performance, because the win against Barnsley was shit. It was 3 points valuable and all those kinds of things, but the performance was subpar, one of the worst performances. And we flipped the switch on that one to bring out one of the best. So Birmingham were caught us on a good day, and their average day wasn't good enough to get the 3 points. But I don't want to knock Brentford. I think they're decent, and they're still in a decent spot in the table, 8th in the table. A win for them this weekend could get the playoffs if they take care of business against the Luton side, who picked up a victory. That's all I can say for them right now. Just picked up the victory. Before the victory against Charlton, it was 5 defeats on the spin, so it didn't look good for Luton, but that win has kept them above Wigan as it stands in the playoff hunt. The last 6 games between these two sides in all competitions and all venues. 2 wins for Brentford, 3 for Luton, and 1 draw. The last time that these two sides did duke it out at Brentford, it was a 2-0 win back in League 2. That's in 2009. Whoa. So it's been a while since these two sides have duked it out. I am getting eaten alive. I've just spotted a bastard bug. Yeah. So anyway, Brentford have the slight edge, but Luton have the form book on their sides. If you want to take a look at the odds on this one, the bookmakers go with 47-100. So Brentford are red hot favourites to take the win at Griffin Park. Luton 6-1 to win, 70-5 the draw. A win for Luton could see them jump to 18th. It ain't going to happen though. Brentford will take the victory, 2-0 win in the end. Moving on to Bristol City up against Huddersfield Town. It's a bit of a tasty game if you want to take a look at something. Third-party cracker. The last 6 between the two sides, 4 wins for Bristol City, 2 wins for Huddersfield. They did duke it out last season, but it was in the FA Cup, and there was a 1-0 win for Bristol City. Huddersfield were a Premier League side at that occasion. Bristol City were a Championship side. If you want to take a look at the last game between these two sides in the Championship, it was back in 2017, and again, it was a 4-0 win for Bristol City. So form goes with the hosts on this one. Bristol City come into this 7th in the table, just 1 defeat at 6th, and that was a spanking by West Brom. Huddersfield are back on the slump a little bit. 3 games without a win. They sit in 19th spot with 18 points on the board. So Huddersfield need something. I thought they were up and moving, but they seem to have hit a bit of a rough, stagnant bit at the moment. The bookmakers odds 11-10 for Bristol City, 13-5 for Huddersfield Town, 12-5 the draw on this one. Gonna go with the Bristol City, just 3-2 win, 5-goal thriller. That's why we like it. That's how we like it, boys and girls. Next up we have Derby County up against QPR. Now, rumour has it that Rooney will be in the house. He'll be in the house for this bad boy. I'm not sure if he'll play or what. I don't know what his role is. Will he feature? We'll have to wait and see. So the last 6 between these two sides in all competitions, all venues. 4 wins for Derby, 2 draws, 0 wins for QPR. That's in all venues and all grounds. This match last season ended up as a 2-0 win at Pride Park. But before that, it was back-to-back draws down at QPR. So Derby would fancy their chances, I think, at home. They come into this. Where are they in the table? They're actually 14th in the table, just behind Rovers on goal difference. A win for them could see them up to 8th in the table. Oh yeah, baby, that's what we're talking about. So QPR, though, are on down to 16th. They've hit a massive slump. 6 games without a win. They were looking up. It's just like Stephen McLaren effect. He was up there, and now they're back down here, and they're struggling. The goals have dried up a little bit. The bookmakers' odds on this one, they go 7-5 for Derby, 15-8 for QPR, 5-2 the draw. So will the Rooney effect have something on this one? I think so. It'll be a 2-0 win for Derby, and that could shoot them back into playoff reckoning as this championship starts to cook up a little bit. So 2-0 win for Derby on this one for me. Going to go with form because QPR look absolute shit, especially away from home. Next up, we have Leeds. They're flying high up against strugglers Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough currently out of the drop zone. They've only lost 1 game out of 6, so it's not too shabby, but a lot of those are draws. 4 of them are draws, just the 1 victory last night. So maybe they actually turned the corner at the right time, and now they're going to start ploughing up that table. So credit to the board for sticking with Woodgate. I thought he was out on his ear 2 games back. Leeds, though, they come into this second in the table. 4 wins on the spin, and they're going to make it 5, probably. A win for them could see them go top spot, depending on what goes on with West Brom against North End on the weekend. Bookmakers' odds on this one, they go with 3-10 on for Leeds, so they are red hot favourites. 70-4 the draw, 10-1 the away team on this sucker. The last 6 though between these two sides has been 2 wins for Middlesbrough, 1 win for Leeds, 3 draws along the way. This match last season ended up as a 0-0 draw, and they also drew 1-1 at Riverside. If you want to open up the stat book a little bit. In fact, the last time Leeds won was back in 2017 at Ellen Road. It was a 2-1 win. But they're going to win this weekend. They're going to win comfortably. My Elster's boys are going to take the victory, and they will be in contention. They actually will go top for a couple of days at least, as West Brom play on Monday. So that game will put Leeds top of the pops. Next up, we have Forest up against Cardiff. Now, Cardiff with a new manager. It's okay for them at the moment. It's average form right now, sitting in 10th, 11th spot on the table, 25 points on the board. A win for them, though, could see them jump to 8th as well. As I said, it's that slam-packed middle of the road area. They take on a Nottingham Forest side who are 4th right now, and they don't just think about playoffs. So next up we have Nottingham Forest up against Cardiff at the City Ground. Now Nottingham Forest coming to this sitting 4th in the table. They look absolutely red hot at the moment. 3 wins out of 4, and the other one was a draw. So unbeaten in 4 games heading into this. Their opponents will be Cardiff, who sit 11th in the table, and they just look middle of the road. They look meh. They look meh right now. Obviously, Harris is in charge. Give him a chance to kind of reset the blocks from the Warnock era for his new ethos. But you know what? I don't think Cardiff are going to be up there anymore. I think they're going to be stuck in and around about this zone, maybe as high as 8th at a push. But realistically, I don't think they're going to go much further. Now, the recent record between these two sides has been pretty impressive for Cardiff. Nottingham Forest haven't won in the last 6 occasions between the two sides in all venues and all grounds and all competitions. But this match, or the last time they did duke it out over at the City Ground, was a 2-0 win for Cardiff back in 2017. So 5 wins out of 6 for Cardiff, and the other one was a draw. The bookmakers, though, will go the other way. They will go with Forest, 13-10 for the victory, 11-5 for Cardiff, 23-10 the draw. So you could go with the form book, which goes in favour of Cardiff, or you can go with the bookies, which goes in favour of Forest. I'm going with the bookies on this one with a 3-0 convincing win, and that again will push them closer to the top than the middle of the road, and Cardiff would be back in those stagnant spots. Obviously, though, the game of the weekend will take place at the Bet365. It'll be Stoke up against Rovers. Now, Stoke come into this 23rd in the table, 2 wins out of 3, not bad when you look at it. Rovers on the flip side, if you want to take a look at a sort of condensed thing, 3 wins out of 4, not too shabby indeed. But our away form is ass. So this game, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to just come out of it with an unbeaten run intact. So it's going to be tough. Now the last 6 doesn't look good for Rovers. It's actually not bad actually. When I looked at it just because I just done a preview. 3 wins for Stoke, 2 wins for Rovers, 1 draw along the way. This match last season was a 3-2 victory for the Rovers. It was a cracker. If you want to check out the highlights, go check it out because that game was a belter. 3-0 lead just to hang on to a 3-2. Woo! Woo! Bookmakers, what do they go? Do they give Rovers a bit of credit? I don't know. Evens for Stoke, 29-10 for Rovers. No, it looks like it's favourite for Stoke on this one, 12-5 the draw. Yeah, I would agree with that sucker. I would say Stoke are favourites, but I think Rovers will give them a game, and that's why I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw on that one and give Rovers a big fat point. Next up, we have Wigan. They're taking on Reading this next weekend. I've got a visitor. I've got an onlooker here. Come on in. Let's get you on my tube. Come on in. What's this? This is my breakfast.
Yeah.
Hang on. Stand on this guy. Stand on that guy. This is Gavin.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. Right, now go. I've got to finish this sucker off. Oh, right.
Biscuit with bacon.
Biscuit with bacon. Down in the jungle.
People don't watch it. You don't edit it.
I'm not. You're gonna on the tube. So Wigan up against Reading. It's going to be another big game for Wigan as they try to get out of the old drop zone. They come into this 22nd in the table, 16 points on the board without a win in 6. Up against Reading, who have made a rise up the table, but it's back-to-back defeats for the new coach Bowen, and we know him well because he was an assistant back in the day, I think, for Sparky. Correct me if I'm wrong. The last 6 between these two sides in all competitions, in all venues. It's been 1 win for Wigan, 3 wins for Reading, and 2 draws along the way. This match last season ended up as a 0-0 draw. Could we see that again? I don't think so. I think we're going to go with a victory one way or the other. 70-10 for Wigan to win this one, 70-10 for Reading. So the bookies can't separate the two sides. 11-5 the draw, but as much as I've got nothing against Wigan. I think they're a decent side, and I would say we're on a sort of similar par. But Cook gets up my nose, and that's the only thing. I think if they binned off Cook, I'd have a bit more love for Wigan. But right now, he winds me up. But anyway, I'm giving him the victory this weekend with a 2-1 win against Reading, and that should push them up to 19 points, which will get them up to 18th, which will leapfrog Reading, and they'll be up and at them as they enter the month of December. And wrapping it up, it will be Preston up against West Bromwich Albion. Now, I've got no stats on this one because I didn't load the page. Stupid me. But anyway, Preston obviously looking good at the moment, 5th in the table, but they do come into this back-to-back defeats for them, so they might have hit the rough patch at the wrong time, entering into a busy month of December. West Brom, though, look good at the moment, 4 wins on the spin, and Bilic has them ploughing in the right direction, and they seem to be on a one-way ride to the Premier League. Bookmakers odds 90-10 for Preston, 7-5 for West Brom, 5-2 the draw. Don't have the stats with me, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for West Brom, and that game is on Monday night. Monday night football, boys and girls. I've got my breakfast ready. It is nice and early, right out here in the jungle. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and I know I'm not there live, but I'll be back early next week to go live, probably Tuesday. I've got a bastard bug bite. I've been out here for like 2 minutes and I got a stinking bug bite. Anyway, make sure you get your predictions in nice and early down in the comment section down below. Congratulations to all those with the big fat thumbs up earlier in the video. Hopefully we'll get to do it all again on Tuesday, so pencil that bad boy in on your calendars. I look forward to being back in the nice comfort of the studio, away from the snakes and the bugs and the spiders. Until I see you all again, come on Rovers, let's make it 3 wins. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.